deliver the combined 11 to you. And here comes the moment of truth where the combined 11 really comes into action and comes into play. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And we're here to obviously dissect and break everything down to see who is making it into the combined 11 of Arsenal versus a team called Liverpool in there for you. Liverpool is going to be hosting the side of Arsenal. That's no brainer, and you all know that Liverpool is obviously going to be hosting the side of Arsenal. And let's obviously get this to the levels that we want it to be at immediately. So guys, it's a pleasure having you on this channel, and I know that tensions are really high because most of you have already made up your decisions. Others are like, Liverpool doesn't have any player that gets into Arsenal's Arsenal starting 11. Even Liverpool fans are like, Arsenal don't have any player that gets into our starting 11. You know, that is what it's all about, and I'm really enjoying the vibe. And you know, when you're really doing such videos, you are obviously waiting to see what are the reactions for every person who is obviously gonna be really watching in through. And one of those is Nalwidi Franco. Hey Rokani, good afternoon, and good afternoon to you too, and hope you're really having the best of the evening in there for you. So we are here, up and running, and we are waiting to see what your thoughts are about this in particular. And I see the numbers skyrocketing in just 2 minutes of us pressing the live button in here for you. So let's get into the big stories of the day, and it's all about the combined 11, guys. Now, the combined 11 has its own rules. You know, if a player is injured and not going to take part into this game, that player is not considered null and void. He can obviously make it into our starting 11. Secondly, we obviously look at the 2 games that those players have gone ahead to play this season. You understand? Those are the stats we are obviously going to be considering. You know, last season, we are not considering what happened last season. You understand? So when Arsenal was playing Manchester United and these teams hadn't obviously gone ahead to play any game in the Premier League, do you know what we based on? We based onto the potential of those players because we hadn't seen anything this season. Now that we've gone ahead to see what Arsenal has gone ahead to put up in 2 games, Liverpool in 3 games, here we come to obviously present to you what we call our combined 11 of the match day. Big match day, last game before these players obviously get into the international break, and obviously the second last day of the summer transfer window comes in through into the mix. So let's obviously get into the combined 11, and then we'll obviously choose who the manager is so far into these 2 games that these 2 teams have gone ahead to play into the Premier League. Now, the formation we are obviously going in for is a 4-3-3 system. You understand? That's the formation that we are going in for here onto the Rokani Media Football. And let's get kick-started. You understand? Now, in goal, who is the first choice goalkeeper of Liverpool? He goes by the names of Alisson Becker. You know, very good goalkeeper. I've already told you he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, right? And Arsenal is flaunting David Raya. Now, considering the 2 games that these 2 teams have gone ahead to play, you understand? David Raya has kept 2 clean sheets. And I think he's the only goalkeeper who has gone ahead to keep only 2 clean sheets. There is no other, right? When you go to Liverpool, their goalkeeper Alisson Becker has gone ahead to concede 4 goals in 2 consecutive games. And now, that obviously gets us to who deserves to be into our goal in this combined 11. When you look at the stats, they obviously indicate that David Raya is really the best goalkeeper in the Premier League right now. Even last season, he walked away with the Golden Glove. So, David Raya gets into my goal area for this combined 11. I go with David Raya. I don't know who, guys, you are going in for between David Raya and Alisson Becker. For me, I'm going David Raya because the stats are written outside there on a clean canvas, and I really believe that a lot will obviously go on as planned. That is David Raya into the mix, into the goal area for the side of Liverpool. You understand? From there, we obviously look through to the next step, and that next step is the right back. You know, we told you that if a player is injured, is not considered up for picks and up for selection. You understand? If a player is injured, that player is not considered up for picks. You understand? And when you go to Liverpool, their first choice right back is none other than Frimpong. But Frimpong is not part of this fixture, meaning that he automatically gets himself out of this pick of the combined 11. And that means Liverpool will be flaunting Szoboszlai, who played as a right back when Liverpool is beating Newcastle by 3-2. And then there is Connor Bradley. That is for Liverpool. But of those two, we all know to it that the certified right back for the club of Liverpool goes by the names of Connor Bradley, right? We go to Arsenal. Benjamin White is one of those that is really injured, and we don't obviously think that he's obviously going to be a variable in there, and he's out totally, meaning that Arsenal is left with Julian Timber. Now, Connor Bradley is the right back of Liverpool, and the manager has shown you that he is not in trust with him, and he's obviously going in for Szoboszlai. And for the side of Arsenal, when you go to Julian Timber has come up and obviously put in a very huge shift, and he put up a brace in that game of Leeds and an assist. 3 goal involvements in 2 games, and I think no right back in the Premier League right now comes close to him in the first 2 games of football really played. And we wait to see whether he's obviously going to be really adding a lot more to what he has obviously going to have to showcase to the people and his fellow players into the mix. So for me, I choose Julian Timber ahead of Connor Bradley of Liverpool. Now, for the 2 positions we've gone ahead to select, obviously it's Arsenal taking those 2 slots. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but it's Arsenal taking those slots into the mix. That is the combined 11. Now, let's go to the left back. The left back position for the side of Liverpool has Gyokeres. Smiskas has left for AS Roma, and Robertson looks like he's not the first choice left back for the side of Liverpool. Gyokeres comes in through to really do a very huge role at the side of Liverpool. And for the side of Arsenal, they flaunt an Italian known as Carafiori. And if you've been following up this for some time, Carafiori has gone ahead to put in a very, very huge shift. And the shift has resulted into him scoring a goal against Manchester United in the first game that really earned them 3 points. And then Riccardo Carafiori went ahead to obviously provide an assist for the first ever goal for Victor Gyokeres as they played against Leeds, meaning that in 2 games, he has 2 goal involvements, registering 1 goal and 1 assist. And what does Gyokeres really have onto his name? Let's check and see. You know, Gyokeres, left back of Liverpool. What does he have onto his name? 0 goals, 0 assists. Carafiori, 1 goal and 1 assist. That is really self-explanatory that our left back into this combined 11 is going to be Riccardo Carafiori coming in through from the club of Arsenal, right? I hope I'm really doing justice to everyone who is really watching in through. Now, let's get into what we call the left-sided. Let's get into the left-sided centre-back for the side of left-sided centre-back for the side of the combined 11. Liverpool will get you Virgil van Dijk, and Arsenal will get you Gabriel Magalhaes. I really understand that Gabriel Magalhaes is really good. He has really defended well in the previous 2 games, and Virgil van Dijk has conceded 4 goals. But I want to come out and really tell you, I go this lad. I go Virgil van Dijk. And Arsenal fans watching in here, you also know to it that if you really if you put there 2 players, Virgil van Dijk and Gabriel Magalhaes, and they ask you, who do you want to obviously feature into your team? You'll authoritatively tell me that Virgil van Dijk. And I've gone ahead to pick Virgil van Dijk ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes. That is it. I've gone ahead to pick Virgil van Dijk ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes into the mix. So that is my pick in there for you. Right-sided centre-back, Konate and William Saliba. And guys, for the previous 2-3 seasons, you've known to it that this guy can't really be put out of any combined 11. William Saliba, he has come up and obviously represented, and he has shown all what he really has to show to obviously make ends meet into this particular aspect of football altogether. And William Saliba finds himself into that position of the right-sided centre-back. Now, the back 5, Arsenal has 4 players, Liverpool has 1. Now, let's get to what we call the 3 midfielders. Let's get into the CDM area. And the CDM area for Liverpool, they obviously have Gravenberch, right? Then Arsenal has their first choice central defensive midfielder as Martin Zubimendi. Now, Zubimendi has really looked good, and Gravenberch has really looked good. Gravenberch has gotten himself a goal in the game of Newcastle, and he has shielded his back four very well. And I think Zubimendi will need to obviously put in performances that will need to come and convince me to obviously see him ahead of a player called Gravenberch. In this particular position, I go with the Dutch international who really shields the back four of Liverpool, and it goes by the names of Ryan Gravenberch. That's what I'm really going in for in here onto the Rokani Media Football. That is my combined 11 in there for you. Now, we go to the box-to-box midfielder. Arsenal will get you Declan Rice as their first choice box-to-box midfielder, and Liverpool will get in McAllister. McAllister has just returned from injury, and he has obviously gone ahead to put in a very beautiful shift altogether, and he's really working hard to get into this team, meaning that he's obviously going to be considered, right? And that's why we're even talking about him. Declan Rice, you know what he has obviously gone ahead to do. This season, he has obviously gone ahead to prove to the world that he is really getting in assists through what we call the set pieces. And for Declan Rice, he has come up and obviously put in a very huge shift in there for you. And he has so far played 2 games and has 1 assist. Though there are other set piece involvements, like for that game of Manchester United and that clear one for the game of Leeds. And I tell you, at the look of things, Declan Rice is really ahead of McAllister this season. In these first 2 games, Declan Rice is ahead of McAllister. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but I see Declan Rice getting ahead of McAllister into this particular season in there. So from there, we obviously get to the number 10 position, box-to-box the central attacking midfielder. Arsenal will get you Ethan Nwaneri, they'll get you Ebelechi Eze, they'll get you Martin Odegaard. And out of those, Martin Odegaard is the first choice central attacking midfielder for the side of Arsenal. And for Liverpool, it's Sobasilai, Havertz, Cody Gakpo, one of those that obviously finds himself available to play into that position. So, when you look at that position, Liverpool obviously brings Sobasilai, and Arsenal obviously bring in a player called Martin Odegaard. Now, at the look of things, I want to let you know that there is a lot at play. Yeah, there is a lot at play. And by the way, this has gone ahead to be one of the hardest decisions for me to make. I tell you this. This was one of the hardest decisions for me to obviously come out and make per this position. But I decided to go with this lad. I go with Martin Odegaard because when you're really the best player in your position, you can't tell me that your manager can sacrifice you and obviously put you in another position. Like Sobasilai, he was played as a right back in the game of Newcastle, meaning that the manager is going to have to find another player that can really fit perfectly into that number 10 position for the side of Liverpool. So I pick Martin Odegaard into this particular position. Now, so far we have 8 players, and out of the 8, Arsenal has 6. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Carafiori, Odegaard, and Declan Rice. And Liverpool has only 2 players. That is Gravenberch and Virgil van Dijk. Now, we're here to wait and see who is obviously gonna really complete the front 3 of this combined 11, right? Now, let's go to the right forward. The right forward, Arsenal has Saka, Noni Madueke, Max Dowman, and a player called Ethan Nwaneri, right? Now, when we are talking about Liverpool, we're not talking about those 4 players that we're going to obviously hint about. Obviously, it really looks like Saka is out, and I told you for a player who is really out injured, he's out of consideration. You understand? Now, Max Dowman comes off the bench, and Ethan Nwaneri also comes off the bench, meaning that the ideal player to really play as a right attacking midfielder or a right forward for the club of Arsenal is none other than a player called what's his name? Is none other than a player called what's his name? Noni Madueke, right? Noni Madueke is coming in through to obviously put in a very huge shift for the side of Arsenal. And Madueke is representing Arsenal. And Liverpool is having the one and only Mohamed Salah. Now, if you are to put these 2 on a weighing scale, Mohamed Salah and Noni Madueke, who obviously ticks the box of getting into this combined 11. I'm seeing my brother known as Moses Henry from the Switzerland of Africa telling me Salah. Obviously, for me, I really go with a player called Mohamed Salah. I tell you, even if Bukayo Saka was here, there is no way you tell me that I pick, hear me out, I pick Bukayo Saka ahead of Salah. I don't think that there is any right forward in the Premier League that can out-position Mohamed Salah in or from that right forward position that we are really talking about. I don't think that that player is really there. Salah is the best right forward in the world. That is it. Him and Ousmane Dembele are really doing the needful. One will come out and say, Rokani, what about Lamine Yamal? Guys, Lamine Yamal is good. He's one of the most promising, but look at the stats of Salah and how consistent Salah's gonna hate to be. You understand? So, I've gonna hate to see someone saying Saka. Guys, let's be considerate. Salah is the best right forward in the league, even in the world. Him and Ousmane Dembele are really such a team that you need to obviously are the 2 players that you need to obviously look at. Though for Ousmane Dembele, the manager of PSG sometimes plays him as a center forward, a left forward, right forward. So he's not that certified right forward that we knew at Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona. That is a player known as Ousmane Dembele. And Salah is there to lead the line. You understand? So that is it into the mix. So Left forward, we are talking about a player called, there is Cody Gakpo, there is Vats, and for Arsenal, they obviously bring you the following. Trossard, then there is a player called Martinelli. I don't want to bring Ebelechi Eze into this particular aspect, or because he hasn't into this particular debate because he hasn't kicked any ball for the club of Arsenal. That is it. You understand? I don't want to obviously put him in, Trossard, Martinelli, and these ones have Vats and Cody Gakpo. You understand? When you look at Cody Gakpo, he has obviously gone ahead, obviously extending his contract at the side of Liverpool. Gakpo Cody has gone ahead to represent to the fullest with 1 goal and 2 assists. And I don't think that Martinelli has even gone ahead to bag himself an artist. Neither has Trossard gone ahead to do that in any of these season. So I go with Cody Gakpo. I don't even go in for Florian Wirtz because Florian Wirtz is really looking horrible into this particular season in there for you. So for me, I really go with Cody Gakpo to play into that particular position for this combined 11. That is it. I don't know what your thoughts are, but you can as well go into the comment section and tell me your thoughts about Cody Gakpo. Then after this combined 11 is done and dusted, I'll come up into the comment section and obviously tell you what my thoughts are about it. Now, leading the line. Now, this is where the huge argument is obviously going to be. Liverpool centre forward goes by names of Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike has scored 2 goals in the Premier League and he has bagged himself 1 assist. You understand? Then, Victor Gyokeres has 2 goals in the Premier League and he has gone ahead to obviously have 0 assists. Now, for Hugo Ekitike, he has scored these 2 goals in 2 consecutive games. In the game of Bournemouth, he scored 1 goal and put up 1 assist. In the game of Newcastle, he has gone ahead to obviously come in through and really bag in the 2nd goal of the day. You understand, for the side of Liverpool, that gave them a 2-goal lead. Now, for Arsenal, Gyokeres was chasing shadows at Old Trafford. You know that very well. He never got a chance that saw him really put a ball at the back of the net, to an extent that Pundit said he had more touches on his hair than he had on the ball. You understand? Now, in the game of Leeds, he came up and obviously represented and really scored a brace and put in those 2 goals at the back of the net. Now, Gyokeres in the first 2 games and Hugo Ekitike, who makes it into that combined 11 focal point of this team. All right. Let me obviously tell you who I've obviously gone ahead to go in for, but I'm obviously going to go in for Paul. Let me put in the poll here, by the way. Hugo Ekitike or Gyokeres? Let me first see. Before I obviously tell you who I've always gone ahead to pick, let me see. Gyokeres or Ekitike? Where is it? Start poll. Gyokeres. Ekitike. Who leads the line in our combined 11? Guys, let's vote. Let me see those votes coming in through, because I want to know what your thoughts are in here. Please, let's go voting. Because this is really one of the hottest topics that everyone needs to obviously know about. Let's vote. Let's vote. And we are having close to 90 people watching in through, and only 15 have gone ahead to smash the like button. Thank you Moses Henry for obviously coming in through and reminding people to see to it that they really do the needful and vote. Sorry, and smash the like button. Smash the like button cross 100 times, guys. Let's smash it to 100 times. And the votes are really in running. So far, 30 votes are really in. And I won't tell you who is really leading, but I tell you this, the votes are really up and running. And I'm calling in for Hugo Ekitike or Victor Gyokeres. Into the comment, please, not in the comment, don't comment, don't go in the comment section. I want you to go all out into what we call the poll and vote. And you can as well support this channel by really buying super chats or becoming a member of this channel. The votes are really running. So far, we are hitting 40 votes in. Please, 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 please come up and obviously tell me your thoughts about this particular story in here for the side of Gyokeres versus a team called Gyokeres, right? Versus Hugo Ekitike. Who do you think will lead the line in our combined 11? Please and please and please and please and please and please and please do the needful and really tell us what your thoughts are about this. Please, please vote. Vote. I want to see those votes running in through because I haven't obviously gone ahead to reveal who my player is that I think has gone ahead to perform better in the first 2 games of the Premier League and deserves a nod into my combined 11. Let's see what your thoughts are about it. Guys, continue to vote. I want to see votes coming in through, and remember to continue smashing the like button because you people are really not doing the due diligence of really smashing it like you're supposed to. Please do the needful and really smash it like no other. So please, guys, do the needful and the rest will be history. I want to know your thoughts about who makes it into your combined 11. You understand? Who makes it into your combined 11, and continue to subscribe. Go ahead and really vote. Hugo Ekitike, guys, time is ticking. You know, we are left with just 2 minutes. In the next 2 minutes, I'm ending this. And I'll obviously tell you who I've gone ahead to obviously choose to obviously lead my line into the combined 11. I don't want to hear you say you never really counted my vote. Please do the needful and vote. Do the needful and really vote. Vote. You know, vote like no other, right? Vote like no other, guys. Please continue to vote and smash the like button, please, because I really want to see you guys show me who do you think should obviously be the focal, or who should be the focal point onto what we call this combined 11 for the Rokani Media Football. Arsenal hosted by Liverpool at Anfield today. Who do you think should be the man leading our focal point in here? Please, in a moment of 1 minute left, I'm obviously going to be ending this, and I'll be letting you know who I've gone ahead to choose and who you guys have gone ahead to choose. Now, let me obviously reveal mine as you guys continue to vote. You know, mine is none other than Hugo Ekitike. I've gone in for Hugo Ekitike, and I really have some sounding reasons, because you have to look at who Hugo Ekitike has gone ahead to score against. One, you have to look at his consistency, right? You have to look at the types of goals he has gone ahead to score. You understand? So for me, Hugo Ekitike scored his first goal against Bournemouth. You understand? He scored his second goal against a team known as Newcastle. You know? You get? And put in an assist against Bournemouth. Now, for Victor Gyokeres, he has come up and really scored against Leeds. Leeds is one of the weakest sides in the league. When Victor Gyokeres was playing against Manchester United, he never really represented. And if today, Victor Gyokeres comes up and obviously puts in a very huge shift against Liverpool, in my next combined 11, I'll tell you that he came up and we represented at a big game like that of Liverpool. You understand? So I think those are the tips that I've gone ahead obviously benchmark on to obviously put Ekitike in there for you. But these are just 2 games in. Remember, Arsenal will play Liverpool, I think, come next next year, they'll have to play one another again. And we don't know whether by then it will be Isak versus Gyokeres, you know. But if it happens to be Ekitike versus Gyokeres, it will give us a very broader pool of games that will obviously be analyzing to see who exactly is the right player to lead our combined 11. Now, let me end this poll and see how you guys went ahead to obviously vote. So your votes are really in, and you see them there. 91% of you have gone ahead to vote in for a player known as Gyokeres, and 8% have called in for Ekitike, who will go. So you are like, Gyokeres should lead the line ahead of Ekitike. But for me, I'm going Ekitike. But that's my opinion, and I do respect your opinions too. So guys, I told you that we want to hit 100 likes, and please continue to smash the like button and continue to subscribe if I told you're really watching us for the very first time in here for you. Then I'm having Narubiri Franco, hi Rokani, good afternoon, thank you. SC Nantege, hey RD, hey Agriculture World Happiness, hi brother, today is your hardest combined 11. Wish you well. I'm waiting. It's in already, and I'm really waiting for your thoughts about it. Kasande Ben, well done, brother. Then Esau Ahawe, hello Rokani, my brother. Hello, how are you? Mafia Boss, big up already. All right. Esi Nantege, 2 consecutive seasons with Golden Gloves. He was talking about David Raya and why she was really saying that. I really went ahead to obviously make a very huge choice of really getting in this player to obviously be the goalkeeper for my combined 11 in there for you. Ramadan Chengo, Rokani, is Saka back? No, he's not yet back. Muzora Eli, Arsenal 5, Liverpool 1. Oh my God. He's typing it into the live chat for the second time in a row, because in our first live video of the day, he really came up and said it's really 7-5. So please, I don't see 5 goals crossing, but I know it's really going to be a goals galore at Anfield tonight. Ukasha, Rokani Zubimendi has shielded his back 4 with 2 cleaning without conceding a goal. I really understand, but let's obviously be real, right? Let's obviously be real. The boy who goes by the names of Gravenberch is one of the best CDMs. And even last season, he was the best season in the Premier League. And he has obviously gone ahead to bring back the same game. Olupot, Sous Peter, Zubimendi shielding back 4 without conceding any. I think it has been so much onto the defenders. That is Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. And by the way, I haven't gone ahead to see a team coming in through and really trying to really take that midfield of Arsenal. You know, Arsenal has really had easy midfield wins against Manchester United and against a team called what's the name of that team? And against the team called, I've forgotten the name, against a team called Leeds. You understand? Then Moses says Salah ahead of Saka. Eshao says Saka ahead of Salah. I don't really believe that. Salah, not Saka. All right, you said Salah. Thank you. Salah won Liverpool EPL. All right. So you put Gakpo. Yeah, I really went ahead to put Gakpo in there for you. Gakpo is really better. And I think, unless otherwise, this lad really pulls up. Eze. If Eze is played as a left forward for Arsenal and really puts in the stats that I really believe, he can obviously take that slot back when we really do the second combined 11 in there. Gyokeres is bigger than Ekitike. All right. But in the first 2 games, I think Ekitike has better stats than Gyokeres. I think Gyokeres leads the line without argument. Guys, for the first 2 games, I think a player known as Ekitike has obviously gone ahead to take in there. Now, let me obviously put in another poll. Who is the manager? Who is going to manage my team? Who manages our combined 11? Is it Arteta or Anslot? That's another poll that I've gone ahead to put up there. Who manages our team? Is it Arteta or Anslot? Is it Arteta or Anslot? Who manages our team, guys? You know, who really manages our team? You know, I really leave it to you. Let's obviously start voting. Is it Ancelotti or Arteta, right? Then Newcastle with less players wasn't hard, to be honest. Rokani, we saw how they challenged Liverpool. Now, even if it's Liverpool, even if you put in that argument, but can I ask you something? Is Leeds close to Bournemouth? I think Bournemouth is really a much more better team. So I think Ekitike is going to hit to score goals against harder teams than Victor Gyokeres. You understand? If you are buying a striker, you go Ekitike. It depends on my team. But if I'm buying, I can go for Gyokeres because it's proven. But right now, we are considering the first two games. It's not all about the reputation of the player and his ceiling. We are talking about the performances of these two players in the previous two games. That is what we're talking about. And Ekitike has already gone ahead to play a third game into the Community Shield and really bagged in a goal, you know. Ali Nuru Muhammad, Arsenal will expose fragile Liverpool shaky defense and win at Anfield today. Obviously, even if you look at our combined 11, out of the back five, Liverpool has only one player in Virgil van Dijk, and the rest of the players go to Arsenal. That means that Arsenal really has a much more better defense than a team called Liverpool. So I hinted about it earlier today in the morning when I was really live. I said Arsenal are really gonna cause problems to that defense of Liverpool because it's really very porous. That's why Liverpool is bidding in for Guehi. Moses says, I go for 3 Arsenal, Liverpool 1. All right, wait and see. MK Dev Ekitike hands down. All right. Kebi Mutale, but you are contradicting yourself when it comes to the CDM. I think, guys, let's be real. You know, Gravenberch is a better CDM than Zubimendi in these first 2 games of the Premier League. You understand? So let's wait and see how Zubimendi sinks in. You know, how Zubimendi sinks in. If he sinks in well, then I'll come in through and really do the needful. This is Turiahabwe Ivan. Even this season, Konate played better than Virgil van Dijk. To me, Magalhaes comes first than Virgil van Dijk is really better. I tell you, he's really better. If you've gone ahead to see that game of Newcastle, there is that 1v1 that really went ahead to block, and the way he really covered, contained that player, not obviously even think of really shooting at goal. The lad is special. Amidst him not being the Virgil van Dijk that we knew, and his levels of defending are really shrinking every other day, and they're really going south. But I tell you, if you are having Van Dijk and Gabriel Magalhaes, and you are Mikel Arteta, you will pick Virgil van Dijk to partner Saliba, not Gabriel Magalhaes to partner Saliba. I think, guys, let's just think about that central defense partnership of Virgil van Dijk and Saliba. Do you know what it means? Having 2 rocks, you know, 2 of the best centre-backs in the world playing into that midfield, guys. I think Virgil van Dijk deserves a nod into that team. Then Kebi Motale, I thought we are looking for the 2 games. Why are you just fighting when it comes to you pick on Liverpool CDM? Even the 2 games, you know, look at the passes made. You can also go ahead and check the stats of these 2. Passes made, interceptions, goals, shots at goal, and everything. You know, Gravenberch really has better stats than a player called Zubimendi. I like Zubimendi, you know very well. Moses Henry says, very hectic, bro. All right. Mokombe Rokani, why haven't you talked about Hankapi? That video is coming in. It's coming in. You know, I've been away. I told you the problem. Power was really off for some days. So I'm back, and I'm going to be recording that video because I was like, I come Hankapi live, or I really come a combined 11 live. I was like, let me come the combined 11 live, then I'll record Hankapi and obviously upload the video in there for you. Momba Mokombe, thank you. Have just Arteta, but Slot is proven too, bro. All right, we are talking this season. We're not talking about last season. We are talking this season, right? Kebi Mutale, you are biased. You are best it on 2 games. Why is it that Virgil van Dijk, when he has failed to keep clean sheets? But has any goal Liverpool is going to concede really been as a fault of Virgil van Dijk? That is it. You know, Azamuke. Arsenal sure win, my brother. So, for me, the manager of this team is none other than Mikel Arteta. I think in the first 2 games of the season, Arsenal has really played Manchester United at Old Trafford, which is really a hard game, and obviously beating Leeds by 5 goals to nil. And I think Arteta has kept 2 clean sheets. 1, he has been on the top of the table. He has a better goal difference than Liverpool, and I think he has obviously gone ahead to get everything right. What Liverpool has gone ahead to do more, I think, is to score more goals. Has Liverpool even scored more goals? Because they've gone ahead to score 4 and 3-7. Arsenal has gone ahead to score 6. And all right, Arsenal has scored 6. Liverpool has scored 7 in there. So guys, thank you very much for obviously watching in through. Rokani David is my name. And my manager of the team is none other than Mikel Arteta. So, what are your thoughts about this? Let me end the poll and see what you people are really saying in here. So, 84% have voted for Mikel Arteta to manage this team, and 15% have voted in for Arne Slot to manage this team. So, that is my combined 11. And guys, those are my opinions. You can as well get me your combined 11 into the comment section below. You understand? Tell me who do you think should be into your combined 11. After, I will obviously come and really see what you people have to say about this. It has been nice talking to you onto this channel, and this is the second live video of the day, and I really love you guys. I really love you, and thank you for obviously making it Rokani Media Football always. We love you, and thank you for obviously doing the needful. And continue to obviously subscribe to this channel, because we want to hit the magic number of how many people? We want to hit the magic number of 30,000 subscribers, but first we have to hit 28. So please subscribe, buy super chats to support this channel, and then do the needful. Marker over Rice. Who is Marker? McAllister. He hasn't even gone ahead to play games, but because when you look at McAllister, let me see here. You know very well last season, I really went ahead to put McAllister over Declan Rice. Not so? You know that very well. But this time around, he has only gone ahead to play 1 game, and he has 1 assist. You know, Rice has played 2, and you've gone ahead to see his impact into those 2 games in there for you. But you know, last season, when I really went ahead, obviously come and really did this combined 11, you know who obviously went ahead to front in there. It was none other than McAllister ahead of Declan Rice. But this time around, Rice has looked better in these 2 games. Mukombwane, is Odegaard playing today? He traveled with the club. He traveled with the team to the Merseyside. But we haven't obviously gone ahead to get in communication that the manager has passed him fit to obviously do the needful. Others are like, it might be a mind game that Arsenal are really playing to see to it that Liverpool gets it wrong on who is obviously going to be playing to the midfield of Liverpool. You understand? So it might be a mind game, and we are waiting to see who will obviously go ahead to obviously beat that mind game into the mix. Now, I've said it all, right? Let me obviously go and record the video of Hankapi, and then I'll return here later, guys. There is someone here. 300 DC, 5 goals, 6 assists. Declan Rice for the 97 DC, 4 goals, 7 assists. We are talking about these first 2 games, right? Guys, we are talking about the first 2 games. I think you're just going to have to come in late, but what are we considering? The first 2 games of the Premier League, and the rest is history. We are talking about the performances of these players in the first 2 games. You understand? So let's obviously say goodbye to you now, and I'll obviously come in here and really drop you best of the best. We out. Bye-bye, and see you later. It has been nice talking to you.